Hello, everyone, and welcome to 5 Minute Marketing Tips with Jared with Hive Lead. I'm the founder of Hive Lead, and we do marketing for local businesses. And I am working outside today because it is such a nice day, beautiful day here in the Metroplex. The birds are chirping, and I see squirrels running around, so I'm outside. But beyond that, today we're talking about the big mistakes that companies make as they're doing marketing or before they begin to market. And today we're going to talk about a very important mistake, and that is companies begin to do marketing or they're doing marketing and they don't have a clue what their actual demographic is. So they may have an idea of what their demographic is, but they don't know the details. And so that makes it about 1,000 times harder to market. As a matter of fact, if I actually know what the specific demographic is, the chances that we are going to get success with our marketing campaigns is going to increase exponentially. So this is one of the different documents that we have that kind of point out and talk about the details of our demographic of the people that we're trying to target. So their age, their gender, their location, whether they're married, whether they have kids or ethnicity, their level of education. We look at the things they consume, the conferences, the blogs, the books, the movies, the music, the influencers, because where they are where we're going to want to show ads and where we're going to show our business. Monitor how much money do they make, what kind of job might they have, what's their income, what's their debt, their transportation, their housing, and then most importantly, we want to find out what is, in regards to the problem that you solve as a business, what is their ideal scenario. If you're a roofer, we would say the ideal scenario for a roofer, for someone who has to fix their roof is uh, that the insurance pays for everything and they don't have to pay out of pocket and they get the roof replaced, right? So that's their ideal scenario. And the not ideal scenario here in Texas would be their hell, so to speak, would be that they have to pay thousands of dollars out of pocket and then the roof gets replaced it's not a good job on the roof, it's a mess. So when we know these things, we know these are problem points that we can hinder. It's also important not only to know what our persona that we like is, but we want to have a negative persona. So this would be the kind of person that you definitely don't want to target. And every business has kinds of clients that they do not take on in general. So and this is to help you to avoid showing your ads to these kinds of people, or orienting what you're doing towards these kinds of people. So these would be people that are, for a roofer, for example, people that are not owners of a home or that maybe are owners of an apartment complex, um, or that are renting in an apartment. So we would then try to, if I was working with a roofer, I would try to fill this information out in a very detailed way so that we'd have all of this put together. And then when you have all of that information, you know where they go, you know what they do, it's going to be a million times easier to appeal to them, whatever ad it is that you're trying to run. So if you're running Google Ads and you're going to send them to a landing page, it's going to hit those pain points and address them very, very specifically, and present yourself as the solution to their problem. So if it's a roofer, it's going to be, I'm going to have, I'm going to send the Google Ads click to a landing page, and the landing page is going to say roofing company. That's my main heading. But then underneath it might say, um, we get your roof changed out so that you don't have to pay money out of pocket, something along those lines. And then we're going to have add a copy that talks about how some of the different things that people experience when dealing with insurance. So same thing to YouTube ad. If we're running YouTube ads for roofers, the roofers are going to have that information inside of the YouTube video to address the pain point of their potential client. So that's just an example of roofing, but I could give you a ton of other examples. If you should be really interested in getting this sheet from me, you can request it. We can share a copy with you. And this is just a Google simple Google Doc, but we fill it out with that information. And we can talk about maybe in another video at a later point, we'll talk about how we go about finding out this information. How do you research about this information? It's really quite simple. You're going to use a few tools to do that. So we have passed the 5-minute mark. Make sure that you're going out and doing the proper research before you do any marketing, and realistically before you work with a marketing company. If you can present them this information, it will make their lives way easier because it's your company. No one can fill this out better than you. A lot of times us marketing agencies have to figure out this information on our own, and it can be a challenge. So when we have some input from the client has already thought about this, it's extremely valuable. All right, this is 5-minute marketing tips with HiveLead. We've got a webinar coming up on Wednesday tomorrow, so don't miss it. We're looking forward to seeing you on that webinar. Thank you, everybody.